Oh dear. Weirdo. Anyway, welcome everyone to my second guide in the series looking at gods in the game of Smite. Today we're going to look at the love god, Cupid. We're going to take a look at some of his basic abilities and how you can use them in certain contexts in the game. This guide's aimed at beginners, so if you're an advanced player or you know how to play Cupid or you've played Cupid before, you're a long-standing player of Smite, this guide isn't for you. However, if you are a beginner, you've maybe started playing on the Xbox port, carry on watching and let's cover the Love Doctor. So here he is, Cupid, our chubby little bundle of love, the god of love. Cupid is a hunter class, which means he is a ranged physical attack. He is predominantly a single target damage focus, and he also has the ability to stay in lane quite long with mana regen abilities and also heals as well. Cupid starts the game with quite a slow attack speed, so it's really important when you're looking to build this character that you build in attack speed. With that as well, again supporting the sustain, generally people will build Cupid with attack speed, attack power, and then some lifesteal as well. This really gives Cupid an all-round ability to stay in the lane and keep applying the damage and keep pushing, which is one of the primary focus of the class. So early in the game you'll find that Cupid isn't as effective as later stages. He's quite slow, you probably won't get that many kills with him, but if you use your abilities in the right way, pick your moments to throw down the abilities, then you can actually do some damage. So let's look at the abilities now. I'm going to start with Cupid's passive ability. Cupid's passive ability is called Love Struck. This is effectively every time you fire an arrow at an enemy target, be that a god or a minion, you get a stack of a little heart. That builds to a maximum of 8 stacks. Now these stacks actually increase the damage of Heart Bomb and Fields of Love. Now I'm also right in saying I think it improves the healing of Share the Love as well, but it actually doesn't say that there. Every hit with the basic attack gives Cupid a stack that increases the damage and healing of his abilities. Okay, so what you'll find is, generally when you're playing Cupid, I try and build stacks of Love Struck by firing at the minions. Then once you've got those 8 stacks, save them and find an opportune moment to use them, whether you're throwing in a Heart Bomb, a Fields of Love, or you're actually going to an emergency heal for your allied gods as well. So it's really important to keep an eye on this meter, make sure that whenever possible you're actually at maximum stacks of Love Struck, because that really enhances both your damage and your ability to heal. So that's the passive ability, keep that in mind. Let's look at number 1, active, which is Heart Bomb. This is effectively Cupid, when you've got your stacks of Love Struck, and if you're using it with 8 stacks, which I would always recommend, you fire an arrow of love at the target, causing damage when it hits and slowing them. Now if you have 8 stacks of Love Struck, that also applies a stun for 1 second. So if you consider this as either an emergency escape or you're chasing down somebody who's probably low on health and trying to get away, if you can throw in that Heart Bomb at them, it's got 8 stacks. Not only will it slow them down, but also when it pops and does an area of effect damage, when that ability pops, it will stun them for 1 second as well. So if you're running away, then it gives you a better chance of getting away. If you're actually chasing somebody down, then you're more likely to catch them. The point to note here as well is the radius of effect of the area damage. It's actually quite small, but it does 90%. The damage is 90% of your physical power. So that's quite a lot, and if you build that on top of 170 at level 20, then obviously you're seeing quite a significant amount of damage from a very small AoE, and it doesn't take very long to build up those 8 stacks of Love Struck. And 3 seconds to pop as well. So Heart Bomb's really good, both for the ability to slow when used in combination with Love Struck to get that 1 second stun, and also to do a small area effect damage. So if you're seeing a little group, if maybe there's some minions around or allied gods in a group, just throw that in. I find it really useful when you're playing against Ares and he throws his ultimate, which is to pull as many enemy gods in as possible into a small vicinity. If you pop that on Ares or any of the gods that are near him after that ultimate's happened, then you've actually got that AoE effect in a very small area. So it's worth keeping that in mind. Share the Love. is the number 2 ability active for Cupid. This is a heal ability, but the heal with a little bit of a difference. So when you pop this ability, I would always recommend again that you pop this with 8 stacks of Love Struck. It will throw down 3 little hearts on the ground. Now it's quite annoying because you actually have to do a bit of a scan to the side and a sort of a circle to pick all these hearts up if you want to heal yourself. The really good point to note for Cupid is if you're throwing this heal down for your teammates with 8 stacks of Love Struck, you're doing the maximum amount of healing it can do. But if your allied gods are picking up these heals, you get mana regeneration as well. So if you're low on mana but your health's fine, you can throw this down. It means you can stay in the lane a little bit longer. Always worthwhile to note. Plus 25% of your magical power isn't a great deal. It's not a big heal, but it can help, it can make a big difference. But also I generally use this very early on in the game, as well as a mana potion. I can use this to stay in lane, build up that cash, and make sure that the first time I recall back to the fountain, I've actually got enough money to get the items that I really want. So it's a heal ability, but also with a bit of mana regen. Flutter is one of the abilities that I use the most when I'm playing Cupid. Now Flutter is effectively an acceleration. It improves your movement speed in a straight line. It's quite a wide straight line, but it also increases the movement speed of all allies as well. Now Flutter, you can use Flutter in one of 2 ways. They've got 2 main uses that I found for it in the game. One is to escape, so if you're getting chased down by somebody, you're low on health, you pop Flutter, you can slide away really quickly. The movement speed improvement is 30%, as you can see there, so it's actually quite a lot, and that helps you to get away. The other use of Flutter is if you actually want to throw yourself into an attack or chase down somebody else, an enemy god who's running away, because the attack speed boost that you get from this, you can see there at highest level you get a 30% increase in attack speed. That, coupled with your own attack speed items, your lifesteal, and your critical, your items built for critical hit and critical damage as well, it's absolutely incredible. When you throw this Flutter down, you slide into, pick out your target and start to attack. It's literally, the arrows are just flying. The God of Love is really giving it some wonga there. So it's got quite a long cooldown at the early stages, but it is a very, very useful both escape and also ability to get to the targets that you're chasing, and the improvement in attack speed is absolutely incredible. So that's that active. Finally, Fields of Love. Fields of Love is a very, very large area of effect. Ultimate, it says here, Cupid fires arrows of love at his ground target location, slowing enemies in the area and crippling them, preventing movement abilities. The arrows grow and explode, dealing damage and mesmerising the enemies. Any damage done breaks the mesmerise effect. Now, if you consider that you use this with Love Struck and it also gives you the 1 second stun, you're now all of a sudden. I mean, I use this ability when I'm chasing groups. I will throw down the Fields of Love. It will give them that slow. So, in the same way that many ultimates from other gods like Hades and Ymir, where they slow you down so it's difficult to get out of that circle. You can also then use Heart Bomb with that as well. So if you follow up a Fields of Love with Heart Bomb, or if you use a Heart Bomb and follow it up with Fields of Love, you're actually applying a lot of slows and a stun effect as well. 2 stun effects, in fact. So it's a really, really effective way of crowd control. And I've used this, the character Cupid is mostly for playing in lane and for a carry or pushing the lanes, but I find this really, really useful when I'm chasing down groups, or I'm popping in from the jungle, maybe throw this down, it slows them, and then I can pop in a Heart Bomb as well, and that's it, job done. So when you look at Cupid in summary, you effectively have one ability which is both for heals and mana regen only, which is your Share the Love. You can heal yourself, you can heal your teammates. When healing your teammates, you can also regain mana. You have Love Struck, which is your absolutely must-do build of stacks from your basic attacks, which will give you the 8 stacks that will improve the damage of both Fields of Love and Heart Bomb. And then you have your Flutter, which is your ability to increase your attack speed but also slide into combat if needed and slide out. When you combine Flutter, Fields of Love and Heart Bomb together with 8 stacks of Love Struck, you can really do a significant level of damage, which it's very difficult to get away from, but also very difficult to survive for your enemy gods. Putting those abilities together, making sure you've got the 8 stacks of Love Struck, will 9 times out of 10 guarantee you the kill. So that's it for this guide to Cupid, the god of love in Smite. I hope you found it useful. It is only a beginner's guide, so even if it gives you an idea for the basics, then I'm happy that my time invested has proved worthwhile. Next up will be Chonga, the Chinese moon god. If there's any other gods you'd like to see in future videos, feel free to leave a comment, let me know what you'd like to see in future videos. I'll happily oblige if I can. If you missed my first video in the series to Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, then click on the link in the window now and that will take you to the video. In the meantime, feel free to check me out on twitch.tv/wasmatic or have a look at my Facebook page, facebook.com/wasmatic. Until the next video, take care.